Mr. Saxena, sir, over to you.
Thank you. Well, I'm very happy to be here with this illustrious panel. Desh Deepak Verma, as Preeti said, not only my batchmate, but I know who brings deep insights into the issues of governance, administration, and challenges of reaching out to the common man. And Ajay Sahni, who's been the last 5 years neck deep into the e-governance of the country as the CEO of NEGD, National E-Governance Department. 2 years in NEGD. So, good deal of National E-Governance program has been the result of the thought process that Ajay has developed in the Department of Information Technology and Electronics. Well, the issue that we're going to discuss for the coming 1 hour, or I think 1 hour and a half, is the way forward. The way forward after all that has been discussed today and last 2 days. The way forward can be nothing but what fulfills the aspirations of the people. The governance has to move forward in a direction which fulfills and meets with the expectations of the people. No other way could be having validity except the one which meets with the expectations of the people. What is it that the people expect? Why is it that the expectations of the people are moving so fast? Why is it that we see in a jiffy a large number of young people assembling for a singular cause and making such an impact on every dimension of the government and social organizations? It is because of the ICT, the Information and Communication Technology, that today the entire paradigm of governance is going through a massive transformation. And that is also the reason why the expectations of the people are also moving faster than what the government can meet. And that is where the challenge, that is the singular quintessential challenge to the whole business of governance. Are you moving faster or the people moving faster in terms of fulfilling and raising the expectations? The ICT has brought about the tools of ICT, which are available in the hands of people, are, as a matter of fact, raising expectations which most governments across the globe are finding difficult to meet with. And this challenge must be met with, must be understood, must be appreciated, lest the entire paradigm of governance collapses. This is what has been seen in the agitation that you have from Australia to Washington in one night, Occupy Wall Street. This is what you've seen in Middle East happening. This is what you're seeing, the congregation of people for singular cause with kind of emotional backing which is taking place is hugely due to the ICT, which is making people move faster than the government. ICT is intervening in the lives of millions, and what are the factors which are instrumental in ICT becoming such an important and such a huge tool? And I think one of the most important things is the connectivity. Today you have more than 900 million mobiles in this country. They're all connected. You have internet across, internet of course the penetration is not so good. Today you have just about 150 million internet connections. You still don't have so much of connectivity as you can imagine. As a matter of fact, when you extrapolate, if there was connectivity across the villages, what would happen to the paradigm of governance? What would be the challenge to the governance if you had, and what with National Optical Fiber Network and the National Broadband Plan underway, when the connectivity is going to be available for the billion that we have in this country, and this is what is required for the government to appreciate before it's too late as to how should be the paradigm of governance transformed once they are planning broadband across the country. Now, you have also provided today computing power in the hands of primary school children across the entire country, including the rural area, through Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan has led to computer labs right in the schools of the villages. All younger generation of this country, and India is going to be the youngest country in 2020. The average age of India in 2020 would be just about 30, 32. While the rest of the world, mostly the Western world, is going to be, the average age there is going to be 60. India is going to be the country of the young. And all these young people, the billion at that time, would all have grown up with computing as a part of their curriculum in their childhood, thanks to Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. You have today National E-Governance Program, which is leading to 3 components. I would like, of course, Ajay to describe in more details, and I pose, of course, this question to him also. You have today wide area networks which have been created in every state. You have SWAN's state wide area networks. In Gujarat, which is one of the most robust wide area network anywhere in any other part of the country, because it is 10 years older than the NEGP. Today we have 120,000 mail addresses of government officials on the mail exchange server of the state wide area network. We have 5,000 offices across the state connected through the single wide area network. We have a common application backbone called Integrated Workflow and Document Management System, which makes the entire work of the government flow from one department to another on this wide area network. Today we are engaged with the exercise of developing the budget of the state, which would be done totally paperless. Not a single paper would move while the budget of the state is developed. We have 1,500 treasuries, sub-treasuries, all connected, and the ways and means position, second to second, is available. Any penny spent or any penny earned in any nook and corner of the state is recorded immediately and is available on the books instantaneously, thanks to this wide area network. So that one of the strengths, one of the factors of transformation is that every state has got a wide area network. You have state data centers across the entire country. State-of-the-art data centers are there. And then you have service delivery gateways, the state service delivery gateways, you have mobile service delivery gateways, and a host of applications are being launched almost every other day in some part of the country or other, which are taking the delivery to the people through either mobile or any other device which is available in the villages. So you have this kind of empowerment already being done through NEGP. Though I hold the view, of course, and during the course of this discussion, I'd like to say NEGP today, the form in which it exists has come of age, and we should call it NEGP 1. And it is high time government of India should think of NEGP 2, because the NEGP 1 itself has raised the expectations and has created enablers which are posing a challenge to the governance. And the area where government has not been able to meet with the challenge of the National E-Governance Program is the government process reengineering. The processes through which we take decisions in the government still belong to the good old British times. We are still following the procedure manuals which were created by the British. We still follow the system of a section first analyzing an issue and putting it up to Under Secretary, Deputy Secretary, Joint Secretary, and the old way we are still doing a lot of decision making, which perhaps is going to be absolutely obsolete and counterproductive, and not being able to meet with the expectations of expediency and efficiency and effectiveness which the current ICT revolution is sweeping the country with. So government process reengineering requires a fresh and a very serious look, as that is one area which has remained without being changed. we have been moving in the direction of financial and digital inclusion in multiple ways. But I think NEGP1 has not considered the impact or the effect that this financial and digital inclusion is going to have on the expectations of the people. All departments of the government of India must have a single view and a unified thinking about meeting with the expectations as the empowerment and enabling steps are taken by the Department of Information Technology in terms of financial or digital inclusion being carried out. Today you have postal department which is just launched a program where every postman is proposed to be given a handheld device which will also act as a mobile bank. Now, most of these things, now there are many other organizations which are moving in the direction of financial inclusion. There are many organizations which are moving in the direction of digital empowerment. But these are tools. And what happens when these tools get into the hands of people? When these tools get into the hands of the people, government also has to review the paradigm of governance that is required to be clearly understood. So that brings us to the question of what is the future of governance. Future of governance is what needs to be understood in good time, and which is the point which I have been hammering until now. Governance itself is going to change. ICT revolution is a bigger revolution than what industrial revolution was. Industrial revolution swept the power of capital, the capital and through the hands of people who own the assets, the industry. Here it is knowledge which is getting swept in the hands of people who own the ICT tools in their hands. And I personally deeply believe that ICT revolution is causing a greater divide than what the industrial revolution did. The industrial revolution caused a divide, and you had Karl Marx, you had Cold War, which persisted for 40 years, 50 years, perhaps longer. ICT revolution is going to cause a knowledge divide, which is going to cause anguish in the hearts of a very large cross-section of people. And the biggest challenge, therefore, is to ensure that ICT revolution does not cause divide. So that is the first conclusion of the deliberations that we ought to reach at, that we must take it as an emergent requirement of governance to bridge the ICT divide, the divide as a result of ICT. If we are not able to bridge this divide, we are going to face challenges, the seeds of which are getting sown, and you can see the symptoms happening every other day. ICT divide is going to cause the knowledge divide, which is going to cause anger, anguish, and total hiatus between the thinking, ideology, and cultures. The cultures are going to get divided if the ICT divide is not bridged. So that is one, and then you have social media. Social media is another major paradigm, which is giving power in the hands of people. Social media unites people, which can be either for a constructive way or for a destructive way. Many countries have set upon, and Indian government also in Department of Information Technology have set upon determining citizen engagement frameworks, basically to ensure that social media does not destroy but construct. That citizens' power is harnessed and channelized in constructive pursuits. And what would be those constructive pursuits? When you harness social media through citizen engagement frameworks for engaging the people in constructing pursuits, those would be pursuits where you would pass on part of governance in the hands of people. Governance would keep on shifting to the hands of people as social media keeps on evolving in a constructive way. The examples are, let's say, traffic police. Most of the cosmopolitan towns, metropolitan towns in the country, the traffic police there is on social media and is seeking engagement of people in management of the traffic, in identifying the traffic violators, in identifying sometimes the the vehicles and automobiles which are not following the rules, and so on and so forth. Police is one organization. There are many other organizations which are using power of the people through social media for helping them in carrying out governance in a more structured way. This is the way interest groups are going to get created, which will partake decision making in the government in a manner that their voice becomes a tool to reckon with, and that is where need would arise, where part of governance would better be shifted to these interest groups based on social media. Governance would have to become minimal. Minimum government, maximum effect is what is going to be the outcome of social media as a tool, and as a tool of changing and transforming governance. Future of governance is what needs to be understood and thought about in the context of ICT intervening in the lives of people. And so there would be participatory, collaborative governance, minimal governance through ICT. But maybe, as this is a plenary discussion, maybe I reflect on some of the issues that were made. First was central applications have got more success than the state applications. And let's see which are these central applications. I think apart from railways, as I said, which is very successful, income tax is another which is a very successful application. Company affairs, MCA, I think, is another very successful application. Customs has been countrywide integrated application. So, and passports is another. Yeah, passports is another very successful. Now, why these have been successful? And that is where I had mentioned that connectivity is one of the major factors for the success of e-governance. All these applications operate in areas where connectivity is not a challenge. If passports were to be issued from the villages, you would not. If villagers had to file income tax returns, they would have to come to a town. If companies have to be registered from the villages, then it will be difficult. So connectivity is the game changer, let me tell you. Connectivity will cut both ways. Connectivity will make things easier for people to avail of the government services. Connectivity will also pose greater challenges to the government, for the citizens would be far more empowered to register their views, to register their desires, register their deeds. So connectivity is the game changer, and the point I made, I'd like to reiterate that government must change before the connectivity reaches. And the government must see that it meets up the expectations before the connectivity becomes universal. What have we done in Gujarat? Setting modesty at naught, let me just say the way forward in some measure would be what we are doing there in Gujarat. In Gujarat, we have been able to move forward in as much as we have created a connected Gujarat. I spoke to you about the connectivity up to the taluka level. The recent experiment made by the Chief Minister was to take the government to taluka. As you know, district is the unit of administration for now more than 100 years. Everybody has to visit the district headquarters for getting his decisions taken. Decisions are largely taken at the district level. Last year, it was decided in Gujarat that let's move reasonable part of the district decision making to taluka. And the title euphemistically was given Apro Taluko, Vibrant Taluko, ATVT. So ATVT today is the step by which district was taken to taluka. What does it mean? The granularity of the administration or the administrative services has been improved. Today, one taluka's population has an additional collector. Instead of tehsildar that you have in the taluka, the posts were raised to additional collector level, and all departments were asked to hurriedly, emergently delegate powers to this additional collector. So good deal of collector's powers were delegated to the additional collector posted in a taluka. Most of the ideal was that no citizen should be made to travel beyond taluka level for his decision making. Now, I am telling you that this is a very important step that would have to be taken. You see, this is a feudal model where 1,000 villages. In India, an average district has about 1,000 villages. And taluka has 100 villages. You cannot anymore administer 1,000 villages from one center. You have to administer not more than 100 villages from one center. This would have to be done. This is one step. You have to shift the power decision-making center to a smaller place, sub-district place. That is number one. We have connected villages. So you see, 2003, the Chief Minister felt that we should connect all the villages. You know, the CSC scheme was about to be launched. This has not yet been launched. And the CSC, that is Community Service Centers of the NEGP, envisage one community service center in 6 villages. In 2000, which will be have a connected service point. So which means there would be internet. Now you need connectivity, you need a village where BSNL has taken its fiber. Gujarat has 18,000 villages. We looked around in 2003 as to what is the connectivity level. We found even in a state like Gujarat, we had only 8,000 villages carrying the fiber. So there was no connection in the rest of the 10,000 villages. And we wanted to create a connected Gujarat. So what we did was, we took bandwidth from Bangalore hub of the Airtel, pumped it to the satellite, and we created 18,000 VSATs. Every village was given a VSAT, and this bandwidth was showered on all the 18,000 villages. This is called eGram. From 2006, I think, or 7, we have an intranet across 18,000 villages of the state. So today you have GS-WAN, Gujarat State Wide Area Network, connecting 30 districts, 250 talukas, and we have eGram connects 18,000 villages. And with the special permission of the Department of Telecom recently, last month, we have been permitted to connect the two. So today we have a completely connected Gujarat. Now out of the bandwidth which is showered on the 18,000 villages, a pipe of 13 Mbps is kept reserved for video conferences. So we have 35 pairs of video conferences going on between villages, or villages to taluka, taluka to villages, or Chief Minister can directly have a video conference with a village. But this pipe is reserved, this pipe is meant only for video conferences. So this is what you need to do for improving the granularity of services, delivery of services. This is one thing which we need to do as a way forward. You have to provide means of expression to people at the grassroots level. If you don't provide means of expression there, it will be anguish which will get resulted.